How you guys doing? I'm going to show a technique, 6 a.m. class at +1 self-defense. I'm going to show a no-gi technique that's been working really well for me. Been having a lot of fun with it, and here it is. Alright, I've been showing a lot of this side control, keeping the elbow up, keeping the arm trapped. I go through a whole series of how to get here. I'll show you that another day. But from here, guys cannot escape your side control. There's not a physical, with his elbow up, there's not, and both elbows up, there's no way he can get leverage to escape, right? So from here, what a lot of my guys are doing is they're learning how to stalemate from here because they know how to defend the arm bar and they relax. They start where they don't give anything up. So I had to come up with something to force them to give me what I want. So from here, especially no-gi, I'm gonna keep my hip low and I'm gonna keep this trapped. As I do that, I'm gonna shoot my hand right under his neck, right here. There's a hole right here. He can't close that hole. His head comes out, so I can shoot. If I take my fingers and I put them all together like this, I can shoot it right in there. Once I do that, I can force my way in as I work my hip over to get his arm on his face, right? So as I do this, I keep my hip low. From here, I take this hand and I move it over here. I actually push off the ground to push my hip. See how I turn my hip into his tricep here? I dig it in. I'm using the ground. You see how I roll him? I'm using my hip on his tricep and I'm pushing off the ground into it just like this. And I use that. He feels like he can come to his knees. He's got no option because he can't turn into me because of all the weight on his face and his neck and my actual pushing into the ground. I have my hand open, ready, here. As he comes to his knees, I'm gonna let him. Here, okay? Once I get here, I lock. Now, I use this leg here. This is my leverage point. I lock. A lot of people will just lay flat. You can't get much leverage. You can squeeze and tap it. But if you want to be efficient, this leg's out. I'm pushing my hips into the air just a little bit. Lock. As I push my hips in the air, Chris, push into me. All my leverage is coming from this leg. Chris, push into me. See how I can lose it? So from here, if I have this leg planted and I have my hips about a ½ an inch in the air, it gives me all the leverage in the world. He can't push into me, push into me. He cannot. Because of this right here. From here, I'm going to pull my elbow back as I squeeze. I'm pulling this elbow like I want to pull it to my ribs. He goes out. One more time. I'm here. I have this all nice and secure. He's not giving me anything. I usually would take an arm bar from here, but it's no-gi. I don't want to chance it. I want to get something for sure, right? So I'm here. Take my hand, I put it underneath, and I start moving my hip over. I actually collapse my hip here. See how I put my leg down? Try to get your arm out of there, Chris. You cannot get his arm out of there. I trap it. This hand comes over, I start pushing. See how I'm rotating my body over? Pushing. I'm pushing into the ground, into my hip. He's going to feel like the only option he has is to come to his knees. As he comes, I roll with it. This leg's out for base, I lock. Push off my leg, I pull my elbow back and I squeeze. And he goes up. That's a good technique. It's very high percentage. You're going to tap guys very fast and be careful. 6 a.m. class, Monday, Wednesday, Friday at +1. We're making ninjas.